Hey guys, this is Lindsay and you're watching Fanlalatv. Keeley stared at him, her brain shutting down. He was here. He was actually here. She couldn't believe it. After a whole week of not hearing from him, here he was, sitting in front of her, acting like he didn't have a care in the world. She opened her mouth, but the words stuck in her throat like a lump of coal. I see I've rendered you speechless. Talon uncurled his body from the seat and leaned forward, resting his arms on his knees. Don't worry, I seem to have that effect on a lot of girls. Her eyes narrowed. In the past week, she'd forgotten how difficult he could be. Well, it was all rushing back to her now. The only effect you have on me is my gag reflex. His smirk turned into a wide smile. How I've missed your cutting words and thinly veiled insults. Life has been so dull without you. She'd eyed him suspiciously. Is that why you're here? Because I add spice to your life? You know, not everything is about you. Her eyes flashed in irritation. He was practically the poster boy for narcissism. And a piece of advice, he continued, arrogance isn't a very attractive quality. It can really put people off. She gave him an icy glare before whipping around and plopping back down in her seat. God, he was so infuriating. Her eyes lifted to the heavens. Why did I want to see him again? Please remind me. Because of my chiseled body and boyish good looks? She looked over her shoulder and saw him hanging over the seat next to her, his arms wrapped around the headrest. I've seen better. Because of my charming personality and quick wit? Don't flatter yourself. He snapped his fingers. I know. It's because of my amazing sense of humor and unforgettable charisma, isn't it? Sit in your seat, Talon, she ordered. Aren't you going to let me sit next to you? He pouted, motioning to the jacket she'd placed to keep people away. Absolutely not. Sir? A man dressed in a Navy conductor uniform stood before them. Please sit down in your seat while the train is in motion. I'm sorry, it's just that my girlfriend, he motioned to Keeley, refuses to let me sit next to her, says she's embarrassed by me. Talon hung his head in shame, all because I've started to let myself go this past month. Her jaw dropped. What the hell was he talking about? Girlfriend? Letting himself go? Out of the corner of her eye, she saw other passengers stare at him with interest. He turned to look at her, his face the picture of innocence and remorse. Sweetheart, I promise I'll start going to the gym again. I'll even lay off the sweets and go on a liquid diet. Just please, let me sit next to you. The train conductor's lip curled in disgust as he sent her a nasty glare. Sit down and stop making a scene, she hissed through clenched teeth, snatching her jacket off the seat next to her. Whatever you say, sweetheart, Talon said dolefully as he moved to do her bidding. A lot of books helped inspire me to write, especially people like J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter series. I've always been a huge book nerd. I've been the kid that was at the library constantly checking out as many books as they would